In the quiet rural town of Feilding, New Zealand, tragedy struck in the early hours of the 8th of July, 2010. Scott Guy, a 31-year-old farmer, was found dead at the end of his driveway, shot at close range. His murder sent shockwaves through the close-knit community and divided a family. Despite a high-profile trial, justice remains elusive. What really happened to Scott Guy? Let's dive into one of New Zealand's most talked about mysteries. Scott Guy was known as a devoted husband, loving father, and skilled farmer. He and his wife Kylie were building a life together on the farm. With 2 young sons and another child on the way, their future seemed bright. But behind the idyllic facade, tensions simmered within the Guy family. Disagreements over the management of the family farm would later become a key point of contention in the investigation. On the morning of the 8th of July, 2010, Scott left home early to begin his daily chores. Shortly after, a neighbor discovered his lifeless body laying in the driveway. He had been shot twice, execution style. The police were called immediately, and the investigation began. Tire tracks were found near the scene, along with a pair of dive boots that left distinctive footprints. The evidence hinted at a planned attack rather than a random act of violence. As investigators dived into the case, they uncovered a fractured family dynamic. Scott's brother-in-law, Ewan MacDonald, was heavily involved in running the farm alongside Scott. Tensions between the two had been brewing over the years, fueled by disputes over their roles and visions for the farm. Suspicion fell on Ewan when police discovered troubling evidence, including vandalism and arson, that he had previously committed against Scott and Kylie's property. In April 2011, Ewan MacDonald was arrested and charged for Scott's murder. The trial captivated the nation, with many hoping for closure. The trial began in 2012, with the prosecution presenting a circumstantial case against MacDonald. They argued that jealousy and resentment motivated him to kill Scott. But the defense countered, highlighting the lack of direct evidence tying MacDonald to the crime. No DNA, fingerprints, or weapon were ever found. The dive boot prints, while consistent with boots MacDonald owned, could not conclusively link him to the scene. After weeks of testimony and deliberation, the jury found Ewan MacDonald not guilty of murder. His acquittal left many questions unanswered and the case unsolved. The murder of Scott Guy remains an open wound for his family and the Feilding community. Who would want to kill a young father on the brink of welcoming a new child to the world? Was it a targeted attack by someone close to him? Or could it have been a stranger with a motive yet to be uncovered? The tire tracks, footprints, and circumstantial evidence point to a calculated act, but the identity of the killer remains unknown. Scott Guy's case is a tragic reminder of how fragile life can be. If you have any information about this case, please contact New Zealand Police. What do you think happened that fateful morning? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and follow for more true crime stories. Together, we can keep these stories alive in hopes of finding the truth.